What is up, guys? We are in week 5 of school. If you didn't know from my numerous sketchbook tours, or like at least the recent ones, then you may or may not know that I am in art school, or I'm like in the art program at the local college kind of thing. So basically art school at this point. But I got a new project and it is going to be difficult. Now I know my channel is Moth Multimedia, but I don't use a lot of different materials in just one thing. So that's what I'm aiming to do. A true multimedia project by me, Moth. Hi. So what might this idea that I have be you're asking? Basically, I got a lot of ideas in my head going all the time. And so I wanted to kind of illustrate that in a way. So this is kind of the plan. But the main idea, this is not the final idea, but the idea is primarily that it's going to be a portrait of me, and then coming off the canvas is like going to be things I think about, like whether it's like my characters, pop culture stuff that I like, you know, just a bunch of things that I think represent me, or that I just like a lot. They're all just gonna be kind of exploding off out of my little brain here. Right now, I'm not like totally sure how I want to like organize like all the stuff coming out of my head. Other than I know that it's gonna be like kind of a collage look, and that it's gonna be a bunch of different materials. So like acrylic paint, watercolors, alcohol markers, probably pencil crayons. Basically whatever I use kind of frequently, or like that I just like and have a lot of, and I feel confident in using. But today I'm starting on the canvas, like the self-portrait. Here's where I'm gonna put my face on. Is that canvas dented? I literally got this at the dollar store for $4.75. And I got 2 of them. It's not the biggest thing I've ever made, but ambitious. Most ambitious thing I've ever made. I am going to start today by doing like just the underpainting and the sketch, and then maybe starting to get into like the actual colors. I don't really have a reference photo that I'm using. I'm gonna pull it out of my brain and make it look how I think I look. That's this video. Also, it is October 1st. This project is due, I think, at the end of November. So I got like 2 months to work on this. This is the only project for this class. Anyway, I'm gonna get started on this. All right, gang, we're in the juicy part of the video. Yep, that makes sense. The juicy part of the video where I actually start painting stuff. I painted this like how many months ago? October? It's December now. You do the math. So I don't remember much of this. What I do remember is that I did do the sketch in one night. So that's good. I also kind of vaguely remember me being pretty happy with it. And actually coming to class with something. But of course I started with an underpainting, which I usually do. I usually start with like a brighter color, but this time I'm like, what if I did brown? Thinking about it, this was probably the easiest part of the painting, because it was just me sketching, and that's just one of my favorite things to do. Once I get into like blocking in all the colors, that's when it starts getting like, oh nuts, I don't know what I'm doing. There are parts of the sketch that I did do that didn't actually end up into the painting. Spoiler alert, I painted in my locket that has a photo of my beautiful male wife in, and then I didn't add it into the final thing. I don't know. I honestly don't know why. I don't think I added it, but you can see there's a sketch of it, but I just didn't add it. But like I said, sketch, easiest part for me to do. Takes time, but it's the funnest part. Hands down. Hello.
Well, I hope you liked the little cat break. That's just a random cat that lives nearby by the school, and sometimes when we leave the windows open, she comes in, and she's not supposed to because there's toxic chemicals. Anyway, a week later, after I did my sketch, apparently, I thought it was like the next day. No, it was a week later. I didn't work on it at all in between. I finally start blocking in the colors to the painting, and for some reason, I started with the skin of all things. I don't know why I did the skin first. Gonna be honest, kind of loving how it turned out at the beginning, but it gets completely changed later, so don't be attached to it. I'm kind of going in a different way than I usually go in with the blocking in of paint. I'm actually trying to do like the shadows and the blush and like the other colors of whatever skin has, mostly because I don't know how to do things, and I'm trying out new techniques. That's like the whole point of art school or something. And it's actually kind of fun. I'm not going to be doing underpainting as much anymore, I guess. Plus, I think it kind of looks cooler when you're like kind of building up everything. Okay, it's been like just over a week from when I last worked on this painting, but I don't know if you could hear it, but I'm a little sick right now, and so I haven't been getting anything done. I also went away for the weekend, which is why I didn't wear it, which is why I didn't work on it over the weekend. But I got my painting here, and I got some time now to work on it. So, gang, I don't even remember being sick, and I don't even remember this day. Probably because I was sick. But it looks like I'm just doing more blocking. And I actually think I started the shirt this day. I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I don't know. But for the most part, looks like I'm just working on more skin stuff. And it looks like I was right. I did work on the shirt. I do remember working on the shirt, actually. I don't know when, like, most of it happened. Like, there was a whole deal with the shirt. I don't know what to tell you. It sucked to paint. First, I was, like, trying to do this, like, shading part, but the shirt that I'm wearing is actually ribbed in real life. It's based on an actual shirt. So I was trying to do, like, all these streaks with different colors, but it wasn't working. And it was just a whole thing, so I just showed my teacher, and then I painted over it and fixed it. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. That's way later. But just know that doing the shirt sucked. It was the worst part of the painting at all. Even worse than the hair. And I hate doing hair. And I hate how the hair turned out in this painting. That's not true for the most part. But here you see me just like going in like little itty bitty details, and like each stroke I'm like changing the color slightly because I don't know what I'm doing. And I just throw this out the window and completely change it in the end. And I'm like painting over the skin because I gave up with the skin. What is going on here? I don't even really remember doing this. I actually do remember this part. Not the rest of it though. Not being sick. I just remember that I hated it. And like I said, here I am the next week trying to fix it. I painted over the entire thing. I did fix it eventually, and I showed my teacher. He said it was fine, I think. I kind of don't remember. But this day I also started on the eyes, which was pretty fun. And I actually don't remember painting them. But I also showed my teacher, and he told me to do some sketches of like how I wanted to have the characters come off the canvas kind of thing, coming out of my head. So that's what I'm doing in my sketchbook here. But it was mostly just trying to fix the shirt, and I started the hair this day? Huh. I should really watch these in advance, so I'm not surprised when doing the voiceover. Why it looks like that? Damn. Update. There is no update.
I didn't get to work on it since last week. That's not good. That's not good. So, it's like 45, I want to say 45 minutes until my class actually starts. So I'm gonna work on this a little bit, and hopefully have something different than last week. Yeah, wish me luck.
Alright, for this day, worked on the skin because of all my, whatever I did with the shirt. And, I think that was mostly what I did the whole day, just reworking the skin, mostly under the neck. That's where I seem to have the most trouble with the skin. Mostly because I'm just kind of bad at shading, and I don't always know where the shading is, and where the lighting and stuff, but shh, don't tell people that I'm bad at it. But I pulled up a reference, I think, a couple of references of just like myself and like other art styles that I'm trying to like kind of use. I don't know. But I also, you'll see in a minute, I did like an outline on everything. Like, I think I did it for the shirt, but I went in with the skin and I did like this darker outline to give it more of like a Art Nouveau kind of thing. I don't know why, that just feels so Art Nouveau to me. But that's kind of the main thing. Just a lot of blending, blushing, lining. I think I also worked on the lips a little bit. Lots of tuning on the face. And I don't remember any of this because it was like 3 months ago. So, I don't know. Who knows? I also tried to boost the saturation, especially with the blushing, just because I like that. It just feels cute. And I'm just trying to do what I enjoy. If you don't like it, okay. I liked it though, and a lot of people said that they really liked how I did the blushing, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, this is when I start blocking in the background. I just wanted to keep it simple and just have it pure black. But I ended up bringing it in the next day, and my teacher had a look at it, and he's like, that looks cool, but you should have more variation in the blackness. It just feels too voidy. You need depth. So I did go in with that, but I started off November 4th with just doing some more touch-ups on the face, working on the eyes a bit more. This is also the day I think I figured out that my angle for the head was completely wrong, so I just figured out where the ear was actually supposed to be, and the hair was going to cover it, so don't have to paint an ear, I guess. As for progressing forward in the painting, I blocked in the darker color of the hair, and while it was drying, I started painting the edges, because I don't like having white edges. If you do, you're weird. This was actually one of the hardest parts to do, just because I'm like getting paint in my hands and everything. But I also did more stuff on the face, and then I started actually putting in strands of hair. While painting this is how I thought I was supposed to paint hair. If you remember, like, if anyone's seen my videos, like, from April or whatever, May of 2025, then, you'll know that I actually figured out how to paint hair that day. And, this was my attempt of trying to recreate it, but I just completely forgot how I did it. So I'm not as satisfied with it as I was with the other one. Also, I neglected to film this, but I finished the painting portion of it. So I did get photos though. So there you go. There's photos. You can see the kind of progression. I don't know. Alright, here's where we get to the drawing part. So this is where I'm drawing my characters. I decided I'm not gonna go with like things I like. I'm just doing my characters. So naturally I started with my my personas, my Moth persona, and then the little cat persona, and they were actually really fun to draw. I enjoyed drawing all of these characters. I apologize for my really bad angles. I didn't have a proper... I'm literally just filming this all on my phone. While it was fun to draw, I did run into the problem of just trying to get it right every single time. Every stroke, and it's just like not working. But you know, it's the perfectionist. That also, I hadn't done a lot of drawing. I'd been doing so much painting, and then the only other art stuff I've been doing was for my other classes that I hadn't. There was like no drawing, 0. This is the only class I could do drawing. But we figured it out. I ended up doing, just because of the paper mostly that I had, I did like characters on different layers of paper, and like for my Moth persona and other characters that had wings, I did the wings on a separate piece of paper. So, you know, big wings, because I want to show Moth, and I like drawing them. As for the type of materials I was using, fine liners, I was using the Ohuhu fine liners. And then I also used their alcohol markers, which I've been really getting into again. And I love alcohol markers so much. It's a problem. And I also used watercolors a lot. I do like watercolors, but I also hate them at the same time, just because I do. But I got to pull out for one of my characters, actually 2 of my characters, no, 3 of my characters. Something just fell outside. However, I think for all of the watercolor characters, I pulled up my metallic paints, which I never get to use, so that was nice. But the characters I ended up doing, like I said, I did my 2 personas. I did my praying mantis cowboy that has no name. Who else did I do? I did Estella and Max. I did my mermaid. I did Rosa. We got to do Rosa. She was the only character that I did with a completely different medium. I used just like India inks. And I did another angel character from the Estella and Max story. And I think that's everyone I did. I want to do a lot of other characters, but you know, I have bad time management, so I didn't get to them all. As for cutting all of these out, I decided that I was going to do it with an X-Acto knife, mainly because it's just so tedious. Each individual little thing, so tedious. But you know, it worked out in the end. And then I also glued them all to another backing paper, so it's a little bit thicker, so they're not like so flimsy, I guess. And for the first few ones, I ended up gluing them onto the second piece of paper after I cut them, so I had to cut them out all over again. But later on, I just slapped on the piece of paper on top, and that's that. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get to do all the characters I wanted to do. But you know what? If I want to do more characters in the future, I probably won't do that. But I can if I really wanted to. Who's gonna stop me? It's my art. But these last few weeks, because there was like 2 or 3 weeks that I had left to just do the drawings. And I was really crunching. I was going as fast as I possibly could to just get the ones that I really wanted to. I really wanted to do Rosalie, Haley, and Anthony, or Ant, or whatever his name is. But I never got to them, and I'm kind of bummed about that. I also want to do my my rock stars, my band animals. Never got to them. The only ones that I actually started sketching out but never did was Damien and V, who are a set of twins or whatever, siblings. And I started sketching them out and I just hated it. I hated it so much. And so I just kind of gave up. I think the last one that I did was the angel character. But yeah, super tedious. Would I do it again? Probably. Mostly because I like torturing myself.
Or my scissors. Okay, so it is the point where I need to make... like the thing coming off. This. My solution for that, because I want to have it in 2 pieces, mini canvas to hang it up, and then I was going to use cardboard, but all the cardboard I have right now is garbage. So, thick paper is my solution. Bigger paper. I'm first going to just paint this entire thing, the like hair color. And then we'll figure it out. So, back up, there you go. Where's my paints? These are the paints, like, from a few years ago? Weeks ago, that painted the hair. I got a big one, because I'm not taking any chances. I hate these colors. I don't like that I chose them for my hair. But you know what? I was told that it looks more accurate than how I usually do my hair, so... it's fine. Alright, gang. It's the final stretch. It's the final stretch. We're on the last day I can work on this. Wake up. It's the first of the month. I got the painting done. I spent all day finishing up these. Technically, I kind of just did these 2 today. Mostly her. I was planning to do more of the characters, but, I don't have time. And I'm lazy. So, I guess sue me. So I had to sacrifice... 5 plus 2 plus 3. I had to sacrifice 10 characters. But you know what? We're gonna get through it. We're gonna survive. I don't think about those ones as much anyways, so these are the more important ones to me right now. If I ever feel like I want to draw them and add them later, then I shall. Will I do that? I don't know. But I'm definitely not going to have it done for tomorrow. That being said, it is due tomorrow. I gotta figure out the arrangement for these now. It's floor time, everyone. Get on the floor. I guess this is my pencil. Do I know what I'm doing? No. No, I don't. Oh, there's a freaking paintbrush hair in this.
Alright, last day. Here we go. I'm cutting the thing out. I'm gluing cardboard to the back of it. That's really all I have to say. Basically, the thing was so flimsy, I had to add the cardboard, and I was just taking little pieces and just sticking them on there. And then I had the canvas, and then I realized that the paint job on the thing was bad, so I painted it. Yeah.
Okay, finally dry. It's a little bit more vibrant. Okay, it's finally dry. I did have to repaint it and color match it and everything. Okay, I gotta figure out how to lay these out now.
Well, how to do? It's me from the future. I am nowhere near my painting right now, so let's just pretend it's right here behind me, like I originally planned. So this is the final product. Look at me go. It's all done. It's done. I think everyone liked it. The critique seemed to go pretty well. My teacher didn't think how, like, I was gonna have everything come off would be that way, but you know what? That's fine. He still gave me a pretty good grade. I got a B+. I'm pretty happy with that. Especially with, like, all the critiques that they gave me. Yeah. Happy New Year. See you soon.